everyone, Ashley Coth here. Thought I'd read you another devotional today. The other day I read you day 83 out of Awaken by Priscilla Shirer. I finished my 90 days in this book now, so I was just kind of looking back through it today. It's, 90 days is a long time. So I was just kind of looking back through it and trying to find some of my favorite ones and kind of refresh my memory on them, if you will. And I found this one that I'm really excited to share with you, so I thought that I would. Any of you who know me know, and if you don't know this, you should know, that I am a perfectionist, OCD crazy lady. Everything's got to be clean, everything's got to be perfect, and in life you can probably imagine that I've had some disappointment because nothing's perfect and nothing's always spotless, and I have 2 boys at home, so even more so at my house. So this one is called Imperfectly Satisfied, and I think you'll understand where I'm coming from once I read it. So let's start. It always starts with a scripture, so I'm going to read that to you. We know that if the earthly tent, which is our house, is torn down, we have a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. And that's from 2 Corinthians 5:1. So let's start. A sliver of imperfection runs through everything and everyone we come across in this world. Even those things we hope will perfectly satisfy us, our dream house, our dream car, our dream job, our dream husband, will each show signs of age, wear, and depreciation over time. Their flaws and weaknesses eventually become exposed, revealing an ever-present need for upkeep, reworking, and repair. What's more, we ourselves prove no different. As our body advances through the years, gravity tugs against even our best attempts at maintaining the tone and firmness that once seemed to come so naturally. We wish this reality weren't the case, but it is. Every pleasure we enjoy will at some point, and in some way, fall short of what we desire. Nothing can be our everything because in some way it will leave us wanting and needing and thirsting for more. And as our wishes for longer lasting durability are repeatedly dashed and disappointed, we often find ourselves longing for something better, for something that is truly, unendingly perfect and eternal. This is what life's imperfections are supposed to do, make us long for something otherworldly. It's why Earth's flaws actually end up being some of God's greatest gifts. The lost ideal of Eden, marred beyond recognition by human sin, means that nothing in this world can ever be misconstrued as whole and incorruptible. The quest for perfection will always be beyond our grasp, unattainable in time and space, so we'll need to look elsewhere. We'll need to look upward. The gnawing frustration and dissatisfaction we feel should become our most prized guides, stirring our spiritual hunger and leading us toward perfection, toward the only perfect one. They should grab our hands and hearts and lead us to eagerly hunger for God and eternity. They should make us long for the stability of a building from God, a house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. So when you see the ding in your pristine passenger door, the snag on your new jacket from which the tags still hang, the chip on the face of your cell phone, the creaking board in the staircase, or the character flaw in your best friend, remember, the fault that frustrates you, the error that discourages you, the defect that makes you want something more, they each serve as divine antagonists, stirring your heart for something else, for someone who will never falter, never at any time, especially not at the worst possible time. Allow life's imperfections to become what they were always meant to be, everyday signs that point you to Jesus. Use them as your cues that encourage you to look up from the annoyances of earthly life and see Him, the only one who truly satisfies. And as you can probably imagine, that spoke to me in a huge way. I'm still learning how to cope with this information. I just met Jesus a little over a year ago, and it's probably been about a year since I've read this one, because like I said, 90 days, I didn't keep up with 90 days, but that, to me, that's huge, and I hope to you that helps you if you're a perfectionist like me. So let me read you the couple of supporting passages from Scripture here, and then we'll read the question, I guess, which is kind of not a question today, and then I'll conclude. They desire a better country, that is, a heavenly one. Therefore God is not ashamed to be called their God, for he has prepared a city for them. Hebrews 11:16. If you have been raised up with Christ, keep seeking the things above where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Colossians 3:1. And finally, store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in or steal. Matthew 6:20. And the question for today is, list the things that have left you feeling unsatisfied lately. How do these imperfections point you to Jesus? And my answer, I listed my floors being dirty, the dent in my dishwasher, the scratches all over my car, my flower beds not being pristine, paint chipping on the walls, my son's rooms, their attitudes, and I just kept listing, and then I said the imperfections are too many. So as you know, you could get overwhelmed by imperfections, and I am probably the most guilty one of all of us to have done that many, many times in life. And I hope that this little passage here out of Priscilla Shire's Awaken has shown you something that it showed me when I read it for the first time, that everything in this life is not supposed to be perfect, and that's so hard to grasp, but the one perfect thing that we have that we need to hold on to is Jesus. And if you'd like to talk about this passage or anything else, I'd love to hear from you. If you would like to give me a list of all the imperfections in your life and make me feel better, that'd be great too. So I pray that you all be blessed, and look to Jesus when you notice those imperfections in your day and in your life. Thanks, guys.